I almost died on holiday twice. I almost died. Holidays are supposed to be relaxing and peaceful times, where you can sit on the beach and drink cocktails, not times where you are narrowly escaping the cold claws of death. No, bad. For those of you who don't know, I'm a miner, so Minecraft YouTubers beware. And a few weeks ago, I went on holiday on my own for the first time. Now, I didn't think it was going to go brilliantly, because I'm not the smartest, but my friends were coming with me, and they were much smarter than me. So everything should have been fine. What I was not expecting was to nearly die twice. While we were away, we rented this little apartment, and as a result, we had to cook. We decided that we would each have one night where we cooked, and the rest we would just eat out, because cooking is terrible, and we are all very bad at it. I was the second person to cook, so after a bowl of very wet chicken on the first night, it was my turn. Now, I've never been a good cook. I live off pot noodles and Lucky Charms, but I do work at a certain multi-billion-dollar fast food chain that makes burgers and fries. So I made burgers with fries. I did not think that cooking these burgers would bring me inches from death. The burgers went fine, smooth sailing for 20 minutes, and then boom, they were done. But the fries, they were the problem. Basically, I had planned to just cook them in our oven, but it was broken. Or at least that's what we thought. I just hit my... Sorry, I just punched my mic. I sent a message over to the owner of the apartment asking if it was broken, and she said no, it's a gas oven. That makes sense. She then asked me to send her a picture of the oven so that she could point out the hole where you light it. I sent her the photo and she highlighted this area at the back of the oven. I gave her a cheeky thumbs up and gave it a go. The oven wouldn't light no matter what I tried. So I did what anyone as dedicated as me would do in this situation, gave up and ate my burger. After I'd had my burger, which was amazing because I'm the best cook ever, I sent the apartment lady another message asking about the oven, and she goes, "Oh yeah, wrong hole, silly me." Firstly, that's what she said. Secondly, what the f***? How do you get the wrong hole? In an oven, you child. I went back to the oven just to see if she was telling the truth. I put the match in the hole and... What the f*** are you joking? I could have died. It would have been all your fault, you I almost died. At the hands of an oven, I almost died. While unsuccessfully trying to light it, I must have been building up gas in the oven, because it went off like a pipe bomb. Flames everywhere, eyebrows ruined. Not a good day. But that's only part one. I almost died twice on this trip, and it gets a lot worse. So, buckle up. It was our last night on holiday, and we went out to this nice restaurant because cooking did not go well. The restaurant was by the sea, and we had planned to go cliff jumping after our meal, but the ocean was not cooperating. The dinner was great. They even gave us free shots, probably because they heard us complaining very loudly about our friend's steak after it came out basically mooing, but the food was good. We walked up to the cliffs just to have a look at the water, and it was bad. Like your boat, if it was on there, would not be happy. No one had actually planned on jumping. Like some people had said they would, but no one really meant it. So we were all just standing there talking about how jumping would be a terrible idea, when all of a sudden, one of them just jumps. Now this left me in a pickle. Earlier, I was talking to the guy who just jumped and said that if he did it, I would too. Then we shook on it. So this left me with one of two choices. I could roll the dice with death and risk being thrown against the rocks, or be a p***. Now before I left, my mother very specifically told me, don't add to the population, don't subtract from the population. Do not do anything that puts you in hospital, on the news, or in prison. And if you do end up in prison, establish dominance quickly. The idea of jumping was very against this advice, as I could definitely subtract from the population, end up in hospital, and probably in the news. But if I didn't jump, I'd be a chicken. So I jumped. And this was one of the worst decisions I've ever made. Just as I jumped, this massive wave came over the cliff and I just saw it before I hit the water. I swam to the surface, looking for a ladder. It wasn't there. The water just kept coming over my head. Do you mind? Eventually, I got my head up and could see. The ladder was about 10 feet away, and I shit you not, I have never swam faster in my life. I must have only been a few feet away when another massive wave slapped me into the rocks by the ladder. Dude! Come on! I managed to grab onto the ladder without being pulled off and climbed up. And after that, I was prepared to be dead, with severe damage to everything, but all I had was a paper cut. I got rinsed for jumping in when I did. My brain wasn't working, but we're both fine, so no biggie.